So I made some, these pants are too big for me, but I made some Smart Woman tomato soup, and James hasn't called me a sexist yet for naming it that, but I made it, and I'm strong, so I think I can name it that if I want to. Anyway, it's actually not like my Strong Woman tomato soup. It's a Smart Woman tomato soup. It has sage in it. No, it doesn't have cloves. It doesn't have allspice. It does have a lot of my red cherry wine, but it won't get us loaded because the alcohol cooks off when it cooks, so it just has the flavor. Which is really yum. And it's healthy because just like my regular Strong Woman tomato soup, I put lentils in it. Lots and lots. I think you'll like it too.
What is it?
Smart Woman tomato soup.
Oh, okay. Is that your term for it, or did you pick it up from somewhere else?
No, I named it that.
Okay.
You see, okay, where it came from is the first tomato soup recipe that I tried that I liked was Strong Woman, from a cookbook, Strong Woman Eat Well, or something like, I can't remember what it was called. You remember me talking about that book. There were some good things in it, like the nutrition information at the back of that book. Whatever it was called. I think the name of the author was Miriam Nelson, maybe? It was quite a few years ago that I read that.
Yeah, I don't remember it by name, but I probably would remember some of the leading ideas of it.
Well, anyway, she had a yum tomato soup recipe in there, which I worked on over the years. And I decided to call it Strong Woman Tomato Soup after her book, right? Yeah. And plus, I made it a Strong Woman soup because I put lentils in it. So it's a power soup.
Good.
Yeah.
It's powerful good.
I think it is.
Not more powerful than what I'm making.
And this is my bikini of the day. I actually don't like wearing this one because I'm worried my boobs are going to fall right out of it. So I'm going to have to be careful when I'm leaning down, or we might have to do a second take.
Yeah.
So I don't know if YouTube likes that. I don't know. Maybe they do. Maybe there's a lot of YouTube videos with people showing their boobs. I have no idea. I think I'd get more people watching or following my blog if my boobs fell out every now and then. Maybe not though. Now that I'm in my 40s, I don't know if anybody wants to see that. They'd have fun making fun of it, I'm sure. Still. Better yet, when I'm doing a blog in my 80s, if I'm still alive, I will do it topless. I promise. Because by then, it better be legal if it's not already. Because yeah, I don't know. I've run into too many people that will say, "Oh, no, women. It shouldn't be legal for women to be topless." Because they've said to me, "I don't mind seeing you topless, but I don't want to see some fat chick."
Well. How many fat women are going to go topless? It's just like how many fat guys
I don't care.
Well, actually,
I want to see more fat women going topless. That's what I want to see. I want to see, well, boy, that soundbite could be misquoted.
Of course.
Well, anyway.
Yeah, a lot of fat guys go topless. I don't hear too many people complain.
Nope.
Pretty egregious looking.
Yep. I remember I was horrified when I was a little kid because
Right.
we had a neighbor who, her dad would go topless most of the summer. And I had never seen such a thing because my parents were Christian. My dad was very conservative in action, I would say. Although he was a left-winger, he wasn't a right-wing conservative kind of person. I don't mean politically conservative, I mean actual, like, conservative Christian kind of values, right? So...
social values.
Yeah. So it was shocking for me, seeing this fat man with no shirt on every day of the summer. Once we moved to the city, I didn't know such a thing existed, that people would do that, right? Because, I mean, you saw how my dad dressed. He'd wear an undershirt to cover up so that his neck was, so you couldn't see any of his chest under his shirt, his shirt. And eventually, just not too long before he died, he discovered that wearing sandals was actually a sensible thing to do. But he still had to wear his socks with his sandals because he couldn't bear to show off his feet. But then one day when we went to the Maritimes on a trip, this was when James and I were when we first got together, James and I and Mom and Dad went on a trip to the Maritimes, and Dad actually put his feet in the Atlantic Ocean. So, off the coast of Nova Scotia. Without socks on.
Sandals, right?
I can't remember. They may have not been entirely nude. I might be misrepresenting. They may have had sandals on. But I was so impressed that he did that. He was finally free. Or as free as he could be. And then he died.
What's the name of that place?
I don't know. It was a beautiful beach, though.
Something
the sand
Point.
was silver.
It was near a place called Gaspereau.
Absolutely lovely.
Not Primrose Point. What's the name like that? Vernon. Provincial Park.
Yeah. Boy, I sure can't wait to go back there again. That was a nice beach. And we had it all to ourselves. Because we hit it very early in the morning, just as the sun was coming up.
It started cooking.
Were we still there by noon?
I think we might even got out there before then.
Yeah. Oh, there's some beautiful places in Nova Scotia. I had never realized that was... Well, no, I had been to Nova Scotia when I was little. We'd taken the ferry over from PEI, and we went to, what's that, Cape Breton Highlands.
Oh, you went there? That
Yeah.
park?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Oh yeah, we took Darren, my cousin. And Darren ate hardtack.
All the way?
I think I ate hardtack too, I can't remember. I remember asking if it was any good, and he was like, I don't remember if I tried it. I must have tried it.
Is that like beef jerky or something?
No, it's bread.
Okay. Sounds like horse riding equipment that hasn't been broken in yet. I think they call that tap.
I don't really remember. There were a lot of, like, I didn't actually enjoy a lot of Cape Breton Highlands that we saw because, like, I would rather see it with you. Because we'd try to find some hiking or whatever, right? But what we were doing with Mom and Dad and Darren, we were, they had, like, it was kind of like a pretend village or whatever there. Yeah, okay. So you've read about it?
No, they have places like that all over. I know you don't like those.
No, I don't like those kind of things. So it was like trying to teach me some history or something, and they have people dressed up like pioneers or whatever. I'm not into that. And I wasn't then.
Me, I can take pretty well anything.
Oh no, you like that stuff.
I like whatever.
And plus, if I remember correctly, I think they were speaking French. I don't think I can understand them.
Well, it used to be a French colony. That's what Louisbourg was about. You went to Louisbourg, right? That's over on the other side, I think.
We went there together. You went to Louisbourg.
Louisbourg is a big
Oh,
fort.
Lunenburg.
Lunenburg is different.
See, my brain doesn't work very well when I've gotten 10 hours 56 minutes. It was working better yesterday with 2 hours 58 minutes sleep.
Louisbourg is originally a German name. I think both. I think that's what it's called. Louisbourg? Louis something. It's a fort. And Louis originally is Ludwig in German. That changed significantly by the French. Louis, it's Louis something, fort. I can't remember. Lunenburg is just a straight German name.
Well, I like Lunenburg. What a pretty little town.
Yeah, it's very quaint.
But there are so many pretty little towns in Nova Scotia.
Yes, there are.
I love that one with the water, the bridge, and there was the museum that was closed when we went, so we didn't go in there.
Well, it's a complex of 3 cities, I think it's, or towns. Brooklyn, Liverpool, and Milton. And Milton is the place where...
I suppose probably Dad wanted to go to the museum. That's probably why we were there.
Not really.
You don't think so? I didn't want to.
Like if you're going across the... Like, he took us on a route that took us to that house near Annapolis Royal on Victoria Beach. Not on it, but above it. And you've only got 3 choices when you're there. You've got to get back, and we had to get back to Halifax to catch the plane, right?
Yeah.
So one choice is to go all the way around the western end of Nova Scotia. Well, that would take a huge amount of time.
Oh, and I sure like Kentville.
Yeah.
I like the university. It looked very pretty.
It was very
They
nice.
kept the grounds nicely.
Anyway, second choice is to go back through Kempville. Well, he wouldn't be interested in that, and we wouldn't be interested in retracing our steps, right?
No. Yeah.
There would have been a slight little bit of area between the north side of Nova Scotia and the south side of Nova Scotia that we hadn't covered. So jumping basically from Kempville, well, it was actually Wolfville that we liked so much, but it's right near Kempville or whatever. Jumping down there and going across.
My dad was wonderful at planning trips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the other option, and really the only option we had, was to go from Annapolis Royal, which is near Victoria Beach, all the way across past Kejimkajik to Milton, Liverpool, and Brooklyn, which is see on the other side. So you're going for the Bay of Fundy down to the Atlantic Ocean. So I don't think he might not even known about that place, or he might have. It's hard to say. Or anyway, no, there's only one place that he wanted to hit.
That was that. What was that hot pot? What was that called? The ovens. Yeah, he wanted to hit the ovens, and then it turned out you had to pay to, or it was a part of some.
It was a private enterprise kind of thing where hosers had been able to buy up.
The entrance to it or something, or I don't know.
I don't know about the whole thing or whatever. Anyway, it was so private, and they were charging an arm and a leg.
Yeah, I can't remember.
So your dad did the right thing,
but we did not see the ovens.
It's best not to reward that type of behavior. So
And that's what everyone should do, drive them out of business.
James really liked the soup.
Yeah, it's really good.
That's with my cherry wine in it.
I didn't taste it, so much the better.
Well, yeah, you don't taste
It gets wicked off,
yeah, because the alcohol cooks off, so you don't taste the burn of alcohol.
so that's good.
You just taste the flavor of the wine.
That's
It's
good.
delicious.
That's good. You know, I didn't even taste that. It's just a good overall taste. So that's all. That's really what you want. It's like a good team in sports or whatever. You don't really see the individuals standing out that much.
Well, anyway, that's our deck dinner supper. Oh, it's late, 6:46. You must have been having fun.
Well, I gotta admit, I got a newspaper and read it. Part of it in the car. Because two things are happening. It's the tennis. We live in a big tennis home. And also...
Snuck a newspaper.
Yeah, so it's three. And I got...
and he hid it away from me. You read it in
well,
the
no, I'm
car.
hiding it now. So, no, it's mainly because I didn't want the... I can't read anything.
Okay, it's okay.
But also...
I'm not teasing you,
the
really.
World Cup is happening.
Okay,
too.
so it's 6:47, July 11th. This is our supper, and it was terrific. We enjoyed it.
Pretty good.